What's up, everybody? Man, I want to tell y'all something that happened to me in 1996. I must have been about 23 years old then. Um, the morning started off about, I just got off from work the previous day. So, it was a Thursday, and that's the day that I get paid. So, I was happy just to get paid. I mean, I was getting paid real good money. I was driving trucks and still driving trucks, but I was driving trucks, and I just so happens, I think my supervisor called me and told me that the loads are ready early. Normally I leave out at 3 o'clock, but this particular day I left out probably at 2 o'clock, and it gets dark at like 5:30. Key point, 5:30. About 5:30 to 5:45. 5:45 is pitch black out there. So I guess to the just before direct deposit too. Matter of fact, you know, um, we got it easy now. Direct deposit, money go to the bank. So ain't nobody standing out there at the store, at the bank waiting on you to cash your check because they know you cash your check. So they like, let's go get this person. So I end up cashing my check. I was excited. I'm like happy, go lucky person, excited, and nothing didn't dawn on me. So I guess to the bakery. It's a bakery that we go to, and it's an 18 wheeler that I'm driving. So I gotta hook my tractor up to my trailer. So I bag into the trailer, and across the street from this building where the bakery was, it was this place that feed the homeless. So I'm sitting, truck all ready, landing gear wind up. I'm ready to go. Now, I wasn't as anxious and ready to go because I wanted to go and get off. At that particular moment, I wasn't anxious to do anything but just go unload the truck, come back. And it was a trip to New Orleans. I had to go to West Wego, New Orleans. So the traffic was real, real bad. It's real, real bad on any given day. So I'm sitting in my truck. Here comes a guy. I call him homeless, which he was. But he was more than homeless. He just got out of prison. I didn't know that until he told me. So he comes to my truck and he said, man, the place across the street, they stopped serving dinner. He said, I'm hungry. I was wondering, can't you spare $5? I don't think he said $5. I think he said something else. So I said, yeah, So I, dug in my wallet, got my, bam, gave him $5. And then he was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, he was ready. Yeah, appreciate that, man, appreciate it. He was happy. Then he started telling me he just got out of prison for armed robbery. But before he said that, my young self told him, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I could just tell a guy that everybody, got paid today, and they might give him a little something. What I did that for? I think after I heard him, just before he said he did the 5 years prison. And being black doesn't mean the person's not gonna rob you either. So I was ready to go. Something in my belly told me, my gut, it say, make it back before you get, make it back before it get dark. Normally I don't make it back before it get dark. It's probably 7 o'clock or 6:30, pitch black out there. You can't see nothing. because they didn't have no lights and stuff out. And it was two places you could park the trailer. You could park it in front of the bakery, where the loading docks are, or they'll make you go down the street and park it in the dark. So here I am on my way to New Orleans, and I say to myself, I say, Lord, if you want me to make it back before 5:30, do something with the traffic. That's just how I was talking. Do something with the traffic. Make the traffic lighter or something, So it happened. The traffic was lighter, and I was like, okay. So I got to West Wego, and West Wego is one of the toughest spots to get to when you head to New Orleans, because you got to go through Kenner and Jefferson and the West Wego Bridge. It's all crowded up, and sometimes people have wrecks and everything. So it was me saying that, and then it actually happened. I said, okay, something's talking to me. So something kept talking to me. Even when I was unloading the truck, I said, Lord, if you want me to make it back for 5:30, let me unload this truck quickly. It normally takes an hour and a half to load the truck. Took me 45 minutes. Unbelievable. To unload that truck and put a few baskets on there. So when that happened, I seen that it happened. I said, okay. I said, let me see something. Lord, you want to make it back? Make me get back easier, Again, traffic was good. I went all the way back. So here I come, making it to the city of Baton Rouge. And it was two ways to go. Government Street or Florida. Florida Boulevard, when you go down, you can see the front of Florida, you can see the bakery. And sometimes they'll want you to park your trailer right there. The other way was the back way. You come down, you pass up the part that they might tell you to come, the dark part. I was saying it gets dark down that area and can't nobody really see nothing. So some told me to take that back way, that Government Street. So I took that Government Street, came down. Now, I'm looking that way, looking for the guy. I get to the corner. I look that way, and then I look the other way, and I seen the guy walking. He must have been like a half a mile away. And I said to myself, damn, that's why someone wanted me to make it back before it get dark. Man, when I pulled in that parking lot of that bakery, I was just about to get out that truck and run inside that building to see where they wanted me to park the trailer. The guy was walking out just as I was pulling up. And I looked out the window, the guy, the supervisor. I looked out the window, I said, where you want me to park the trailer? He said, down the street in that dark. And like I said, I had just seen that homeless guy walking. When I got to the stop sign, I looked and I seen a homeless guy about a mile away. He seen me too. So he must have got familiar with how we park those trailers, because when the guy from the bakery told me to park it down there in the dark, it was like after 5:30. Then it started getting dark. It just started getting dark all of a sudden. Man, I spent that darn trailer around in that parking lot. Too many drivers can't do that. Not like that. They had to go back in and do all this and all that crap. Man, I spent that bad boy around. Got to that corner. Looked to my right. That motherfucking dude was running. I mean, when I say running, he was running like he was running a race. And I said, and the side I was on the blind side. And if you hear a lot of drivers talk, the blind side is hard. You can do it, but it's hard to do. It takes time. Man, I hit the gas, hurry up, bagged that trailer in, jumped out. I was 23 years old. Jumped out. I was quick. Wind the landing gear down, pull the air plugs, pull that pin. And before I got in my truck, some say duck down and look. And when I dug down and looked, I seen the guy tiptoeing at the back of the trailer. Now, I had already unhooked and everything. He was tiptoeing at the back of the trailer, like the Pink Panther. Man, I got in that truck. Sometimes when you get in and you pull out, it'll lock. And then you got to get back out and pull the pin again. It didn't do that. I went, shoot. And when I got to that corner, I looked in my rearview mirror. And the guy was like, damn, I missed him. That nigga was gonna kill me, y'all. He was gonna try. I'm gonna put it that way. He was gonna try. I don't know if he had any weapons. I ain't had no weapons. But I didn't know if he had any. But man, he was gonna try to fuck me up over that little paycheck I had got. It was a big paycheck, but he was gonna mess me up over that money. And still today, I have never saw that guy. I have never laid eyes on that guy again. Law was talking to me that day, at that moment. And I have more stories to tell about that too. About different situations that I got in. I listened to my inner spirit. Man, I'm gonna tell you guys, y'all listen to y'all inner spirit. It's the small, still voice inside of you that's gonna let you know harm and danger. I don't care if it's a bright Sunday or whatever, or you about to walk out your house to get the trash can and bring it up to the driveway. You ever seen these shows about these people? They might just be doing something simple. Go to the gas station, get some gas, go to the washateria. I look at it all the time on my screen TV, man. I be looking, I be like, man, these people, man, don't nothing be talking to them. So if you got it in the spirit that talks to you, you better listen to it. I sure did. At that young of age, I didn't sit there and be macho. Yeah, I can handle that dude. That dude can't handle me on the street. I ain't do all that. I had enough sense to see another day. So, all right, peeps. Peace. See you next time.